Hi guys, I'm Annabelle, and welcome to Meeple Village. Today we're going to do a full run-through of the Shopkeeper's Saga. And this is a print and play game, and the designer of the game reached out to me. They have a series of games, and asked me if I wanted to run one of them on the channel to make you guys aware that these things exist. And these games are mostly for storytelling. They provide prompts for you to create a story. So as you play in the game, you're also creating your own story. And it is really awesome to see a game do something different. So join me at the table and let's play the Shopkeeper Saga. Alright guys, I have the game set up and ready to go, and setup is really simple. All you need are these two pieces of papers, which you can print out once you have the game as PDFs, and then you're gonna need either paper to write your journals on, or I decided to go with the laptop. Hopefully it'll be faster than me writing, and also my handwriting can get a little sloppy because you have to write a lot and it gets very tiresome. So I went with the computer. I already kind of figured out, I guess for setup, I did a lot of it already because I wanted to print it out so you could read it better. So let's go ahead with, in every game you are a shopper, not a shopper, you're a shopkeeper, so you're a merchant, and you have traveled to the villain's lair to help out the hero. So we're not the ones fighting, we're actually helping the hero win the fight by giving him the items that he needs to fight the monster. But the game is really, it's a storytelling game, and it really pushes your boundaries as far as storytelling. It's going to give you prompts that are going to send you to create a story, and at the end of the game you're going to have created your own story. It's going to be your own unique game that you've played because of the story that you've created just based on the prompts. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the character, and then we're going to get right to it. Okay, so we're going to have some twists that happen when we roll the same number twice. It's also a cool QR code that you can read more information on the game and stuff. So our name is Ripley the Merchant. That's the name I picked for my character. We are female, and my purpose, I rolled on a table. Let me quickly show it to you. It says that you can come up with your own purpose, or you can roll and get one randomly. I got a 6, so you want to befriend or romance the hero. So that was my purpose. And so I put it here, I want to befriend the hero. I don't know about a romance, but we could be friends. And then over here in this box, why is this your purpose? How did you come by it? And I wrote a little bit of an introduction. So ever since I was a youngling, I have been obsessed with meeting Ben, the great warrior of Everdell. And well, for those of you that know about Everdell, I just threw that Easter egg there. I tried like Ripley is from Aliens, Ben is from Star Wars, Everdell is from the board game. Anyway, so continuing, I became a merchant in the hopes of crossing paths with Ben, and when I heard that he was on a quest to defeat the evil villain that was destroying the land, I set out to the villain's lair to lend a hand. My plan is simple: help Ben, and in doing so become his beloved pal that travels with him for the rest of time. Pretty simple. I kept it simple because I know that the story can go in many different directions, so I didn't want to be too detailed about the stuff, because then maybe it won't pair up with what the story is giving us. So the name of the hero is Ben, the great warrior of Everdell, and the name of our villain is Chandra, the White Witch, and of course Chandra from Magic the Gathering, the White Witch from the Wizard of Oz. So again, I try to mix in as many things as I could to make it, my own. All right, so about the hero. Ben is a great warrior, known, okay, across all the land. He was born in Everdell and defeated the evil critters that ruled the land. Again, Easter egg. He now looks to eliminate Chandra, the White Witch, that terrorizes the land across this beautiful town. So basically he saved his town, but now there's a threat across the land, and he's going to go defeat Chandra, the White Witch. And about her, Chandra knows no boundaries. A witch since childhood, she looks to destroy all in her path with the help of her many minions. Many have tried to defeat her and now rest on her enormous lair. She keeps them as trophies to remind others not to mess with her greatness. And finally, I have described the lair. And this is what I came up with. Chandra's lair is an underground cave with many rooms. Traversing it is quite a maze, and many have gotten lost traveling the tunnels. The lair is full of traps and perils. Nobody knows for sure what can be found down there, and most who have tried to explore the caves are still down there. Their fate remains a mystery to all. And again, I kept it very vague because I know that the story is going to provide us with the details that we need to fill in the blanks. And then we're going to be marking these as we roll. Mark each number as you roll because, again, if you roll the same number more than once, we're going to have a twist. And when we have 5 twists, that triggers the end of the game. And then we're also going to be crafting equipment for our hero. We're going to be rolling to see what he wants. And let's see. And this down here is if we decide to not use the crafting method, which we don't have to use. But I figured I'll show it to you, and you can decide if you want to use it or not. It is a little bit complicated, not complicated, but hard, I guess, to come up with the weapons that the hero wants, but we're going to give it a go. Let's see, what else? The other page has our hero power, and we start at 5. It's blue, so that you know that that's where we start. And as we provide the hero with weapons and armor, we might be able to increase, and there are other things that might increase or decrease the hero's power. And at the end of the game, we're going to compare that to a roll that we have to do and see if we were able to defeat him. Down here, we have all the prompts that we're going to be using to journal. And over here is our crafting. We're going to try and craft these things, and of course they're going to increase the hero's power. Whether it's defense or offense, it doesn't matter, it just increases the hero's power. Simple game, it's mostly about you becoming a storyteller. And I think that's that. We do start the game with 3 supplies. Here's the last thing we gotta do. Place your token on the hero's power tracker at 5, which we did, and then gain 3 supplies. And here's how the supplies work. Throughout the game, you'll gain supplies. If using dominoes, which we're not, so we're not going to read that. Otherwise, roll the d6 twice, writing both numbers on a piece of paper beside each other, creating a domino. So we're going to do that. So we start with 3, so we have to roll the dice 6 times because we roll it twice for each domino. And all you need to play the game is a d6 and a d20. That's really all you're going to need. This is to create the dominoes, and this is to get your prompts and other things that you're going to see as we play the game. So our first domino is going to be a 5 and a 1. So I'm going to go ahead and use this side to keep track of my dominoes. So I have a 5 and 1. My second one is going to be a 3 and a 6. And you actually want to see the same numbers. So right now we're not doing great. And my last one is going to be a 2 and a 3. Okay, at least that one has a number that repeats. And I'm going to keep track of my dominoes, or my way of crafting here, and then I'll put them over there. So the way it works is you're going to put the dominoes here in these slots, and just like in dominoes, you have to match at least one of the numbers to an adjacent number. So we'll see how that goes. Again, that to me was the most complicated part, was trying to create the weapons. I think I managed to create, like in the game that I ran just to test this out and see if I would understand all the rules, which I'm not sure if I did, but no, I did. There is one thing that I still question a little bit, and when we get to crafting, you'll understand what that is, and maybe you can help me out with the wording, or maybe I'll understand it this time. But I think I managed to get him 2 weapons, and that was it. But we still won, which is great because I rolled right. In any case, we're going to begin. And during each of our turns, and there's a section that explains all of it, we're going to have a moment. Each moment involves rolling a d20, checking the table, and journaling. And then increasing or decreasing the hero's power, and or gaining or losing supplies. So we're going to keep track of the numbers that have been rolled, and because when we re-roll a number, we're going to get a twist. So when journaling, in no particular order, write about what happened, explain why you did what you did, answer the questions asked, and note any progress towards your purpose. And my purpose is to become a friend of the hero. So let's go. So for our first turn of the game, we are getting a 16. First thing I'm going to do is mark right here that we got a 16, and I'm just going to put a tally in case we roll it again. There'll be a twist, like I said, and then we're going to go read the prompt here at 16. A skeleton attacks you, maybe. It threw a bone at you, but not hard enough to hurt. You have a bone now, though, and I gain +1 supply, which is great. Okay, so I'm going to get the supply, mark it, and then we're going to tell a story about the skeleton and what exactly happened with it. So for my supply, I get a 3 and a 3. Okay. So good. I like 3s. So 3, 3. Okay. And now we're going to journal. So I'm going to write it and then we'll read it together. And, I would love for you guys in the comments to share what you would have done different in this story. I would say I love stories and I love reading stories, but I've never been in a position to have to write a story. So this is pushing my limits a little bit, but in a good way. So let's do it. All right, here's journal number 1. And I keep track of what I rolled because we might have to come back to this and add to what happened here. So again, I kind of left it a little vague just in case I need to come back and add more information. But it reads, I finally reached the caves. They're scarier than I ever imagined. However, that's not going to stop me now. I'm here and I stay. And that's a reference from my favorite TV show, Wynonna Earp, just in case. I start traveling through the caves and tunnels when suddenly I feel the impact of something hitting my head. I look towards where the item came from and notice a skeleton. It looks weak and malnourished, not threatening enough. My reaction is to growl at it and it runs away. I'm left with the bone, which can be used as a supply. My journey starts on the right track. My hope is to be able to craft as many items as I can for Ben. With this bone, I am ever closer to my success, and my purpose gives me the strength to carry on. I'm using dictation because I feel like it would be faster, but of course I have an accent, and the Word document knows it. But we're going to carry on. And that's it. That's my first turn. That's all I have to do. Now we roll again and we continue on our adventure. And again, I'm just creating a story as we go. So let's roll. I do have now 4 supplies, but we're not going to use those until we get to a twist. All right, and we get a number 8. So let's go look at those prompts. So first we're going to mark that we got an 8. And then the prompt says, a trap injures you, but it could have been worse. At least it won't get the hero. What was the trap and how did you avoid a worse fate? And we got +1 hero's power, so good. The hero increases in power just like that, very nice. And now we're going to go journal about what the trap was. Journal number 2, roll 8. I'm making progress through the caves. To my surprise, the caves are well lit and I can see my way around easily. However, I came across a dark, small enclave. I did come prepared with torches, but as I am lighting one up, my foot gets trapped in what appears to be a trap used to catch prey. I am injured, but it's nothing that's going to keep me from going forward and completing my purpose. I quickly look through my bag and find a tool that easily lets me get my foot out of the trap. Now I'm prepared to disarm all the traps that come my way. If I can disarm the traps, such as this one, Ben will be safe and he can focus on what's important, defeating Chandra. And there we go. That's number 2, turn number 2. And we did get a +1 on the hero's power, so I'm happy about that. Let's keep going. All right, we roll a 17 this time, so no twists yet. And 17 says, you notice something that wouldn't be of value to anyone else, but it makes you smile. What is this thing, and why does it make you so happy? So here's my 3rd entry, and I noticed that I've already made a boo-boo, and I had put a 17 here when I had rolled a 16. If not, we would have gotten a twist. But for 17, my roll 17, my journal entry reads, I come across a used hammer. It's old and rusty and probably won't serve its purpose anymore. But I'm happy to see that there might have been another merchant or toolmaker down in the caves. Even though I don't know what happened to them, I'm not the first one here. Perhaps I can find people trapped and help them escape. If I can do this, I can prove to Ben, the great warrior, that I am a worthy companion. Maybe, just maybe, he will agree to take me with him in his travels, and I can once and for all be happy. I keep my eyes open, hoping to come across the poor misfortunate souls that are still trapped here, and most importantly, hoping to come across Ben himself. And Poor Misfortunate Souls, of course, a reference to The Little Mermaid, one of my favorite Disney movies. All right, and that's that. So we move on. And we roll a 3 this time, which we haven't rolled before. So again, we're going to continue our story. And number 3, you discover a locked treasure chest. How did you manage to open it? And I get +2 supplies. Not complaining about that. Let's check what those are. Get a 1. And a 1. Okay. 2 supplies, right? Yes. Another 1. Get a 3. And a 2. Okay, I'm happy to see numbers repeating, not gonna lie. Alright, so let's journal about this treasure chest. Alright, we continue. So here it is. The caves are definitely full of mysteries waiting to be discovered. For now, I have been lucky. Let's hope my luck helps me to do what needs to be done. A small chest lies across from me, and I have no doubt that I can get it open. After all, I've trained for this. I am a master at luck picking, and of course, I brought many luck picks with me. I am well prepared. I have done my research. I am not here to die, but to help Ben, spelled wrong. There we go. And to help Ben defeat the White Witch once and for all. I easily crack open the lock and find supplies inside. These probably belonged, there we go, to the White Witch, but now they belong to me. And they will help me craft and get Ben ever closer to the utmost defeat of this evil that lurks the land. Okay, we're doing it. We're doing our story. Let's move on. We get a 12. We mark it. No repeats yet. And our prompt reads, you find a rusty sword. It's worthless, but you wonder, who used it? What brought them here? What happened to them? Was this weapon used often? Okay, so no improvement on our hero, but we got a story to tell. Let's do it. All right, for our journal number 5, we found a rusty sword. I travel deeper down the caves and find a big room that has seen many battles. In the middle of it, I find a rusty sword, probably used by a brave hero that tried to end Chandra. It's clear he or she did not complete the task, and I wonder if he or she is still being held prisoner here. I hope to find him or her, for nobody deserves to be trapped here, and I will make sure everyone is freed. I feel invigorated. I know what needs to be done, and now more than ever, I know that I can be a part of this endeavor and help defeat Chandra. I will not rest until it's done. So far we haven't really come across Ben yet, and it's going to be epic when we do, by the way. When you have a twist, you do come across the hero, and you have to journal what happened with that interaction. I'm looking forward to that, but we need to have a reroll. In the meantime, we're continuing with our adventure, which is growing, ever growing, right? And we're going to move on to our next turn. Again, nothing, we're still at power 6, but I have a bunch of supplies, so I'm pretty sure I'm ready to craft at least some of these things. Some are more complicated than others, and I love how they kind of look like what the item that they are, like some more than others. Like the axe looks like an axe, the mace, when you put the dominoes, it's going to end up looking like a mace. Look at the bow, look at the sword, it looks like a long sword. The chest armor, the magic necklace, it looks like a necklace. The shield looks like a shield. The helmet, I guess you put it on your head. The gauntlets, yeah, and then the boots. It's pretty cute the way they did it. All right, but let's move on to our next roll. And it's an 18. And we have not rolled an 18 yet, so here we go. All right, you find a coin on the ground, and then another. You realize that you're following a trail of them. Where does this trail lead, and what's its purpose, and who made it? Okay, we found coins. We're gonna be rich. All right, here's journal number 6. Every room is different, and every room holds some kind of mystery. I come across something shiny. I kneel down to take a better look at it, and I find a coin. Not far from it is another coin. I pick it up as well. Before I know it, I realize I am following a trail of coins. This could have been a dangerous endeavor, but luckily, what I find at the end of the trail is a chest full of coins, probably left here by Chandra herself. She has definitely been amassing treasure from the towns and villages she has destroyed. I wonder what she's taking all this loot for. My guess is she's just keeping it here to remind herself that she is a great white witch. And just like that, we move on with our story. Okay, now we roll 15. Which we haven't rolled before. Eventually we will roll, we have a twist. All right, you come across a trap and safely disarm it, pocketing its pieces. How did you learn to notice and disarm it? Plus 2 supplies. All right, another 2 supplies. Let's do it. Our first one is 1, 4. And 1, 5. Okay, not bad. So yeah, I mean, I already said I was going to be on the lookout for traps, right? So I guess this kind of fits into our story. All right, here's our next journal entry. My eyes are open and I'm looking for traps. It's not long before I find one. Chandra can try and hide them as well as she can, but I am ready for them. Before I enter every room, before I take every step, I look out for traps. This time it pays off as I find and quickly disarm a trap that actually can serve as supplies. I am happy with my find and grow more confident that I can do this. Ben is not alone. All right, and yeah, I'm trying to keep them short because I don't want the video to be like 3 hours long. We're just going to move on to our next prompt. Let's see. It is a 2. Well, we have not had a 2 yet, so here we go. It reads, you hear a distant scream. Do you race toward it, run away from it, or ignore it? What happens due to your choice? I mean, it's somebody screaming. I'm supposed to like be here to help, right? I better run towards it. Let's do it. All right, we got to save somebody. Journal entry number 8. I hear a scream. Someone's in danger. I quickly gather my belongings and head towards the noise. As always, I'm careful not to step on any traps. When I reach the site, I find a woman trapped in one of those traps I found myself in before. I'm here to help, I say to her as I quickly disarm the trap and set her free. I have done it. I have found the first person that needs saving. Let's hope I can save many more. The woman thanks me, and I do my best to give her directions so she can get out of this maze. She seems scared, so I offer to accompany her until she's safe and she could be free at last. We travel through the caves together until I see the way I came in. She is now safe, and I will make my way back into the tunnels, exploring every one of them. So I might not have gotten the hero any power, but I feel like I've done something important here, and hopefully Ben will hear about it, right? If he gets a chance. Hopefully, maybe, I don't know, the stories, you know, how they travel fast. But we're on to our next prompt. And it is number 12. Which I think we've done before. Yes, we have. So it's our first twist. So when we get a twist, we mark it here because after we've done our 5th twist, which of course, as you get more and more, you roll more and more, there's more chances that you're going to repeat a number. The game comes to the final or the end of the game where something triggers. You do need to journal about this, so we're going to go back to 12, which was, you find a rusty sword, it's worthless, but you wonder, who used it, what brought them here, what happened to them, and was this weapon used often. So we're going to add a little bit more information to the sword. Maybe we kept it, and now the hero seizes with it. Maybe that's a good way to go. I don't know. But let's journal about it. It's going to be our first encounter with the hero, so let's make it count. So here's our 12 that we rolled before. The journal said, I travel deeper down the caves and find a big room that has been many battles. In the middle of it, I find a rusty sword, probably used by a brave hero who tried to enchant Chandra. It's clear that he did not complete the task, and I wonder if they're still being held prisoner. I hope to find him or her, and for nobody deserves to be trapped here, and I will make sure everyone is free. If I feel invigorated, I know what needs to be done, and now more than ever, I know that I can be a part of this endeavor and help defeat Chandra. I will not rest till it's done. Okay, so let's continue then with our next journal, which is going to be a twist. Pretty incredible to meet your hero for the first time. If you've ever done that, leave a comment below. How did that go? I did meet somebody that I was a big fan of, and it turned out to be really, really nice. They really were kind and welcoming, and I kind of wanted to relay that to the story, so this is the journal entry that I came up with. I had taken this sword with me, remember the rusty sword? I'm not sure why I did it, but I had it in my hand when I came face to face with Ben, the great warrior. He looked, no looks. Let's fix it. Surprised to see me here. Obviously, or I should say there, right? To see me there. Sure. Obviously, he didn't know who I was. I am but a simple merchant, after all. I'm not famous or admired as he is. However, he simply looked at me and said, "You're brave to be here. What are you doing down here?" This was my chance. The one thing I have waited for all my life. Ben, the great warrior of Everdell, not every day, was standing in front of me and talking to me. I had practiced what I was going to say to him many times in my head, but now I couldn't find the words. He noticed how perplexed I was and said, "I am glad you're here, my friend. I can use a helping hand. Your support is welcomed." His words eased my mind. I quickly explained my purpose, that I was a merchant that had come here to help him overcome the White Witch. I showed him my wares. And then this is in the wrong place. There we go. "I'm impressed," he said. And then here we go. You have made it down in the caves. There we go. Carrying all that? You're certainly a very valuable asset, and I'm happy to have you by my side. Did he just say, "have you by my side"? I couldn't believe the words. But I shouldn't get ahead of myself. I need to prove my worth first. I asked him what he needed, and I paused there because we're going to go ahead and follow the twist, and we're going to roll to see what is it that he wants. We're going to mark what is it that he wants, and then we're going to try to craft it. So hopefully he wants something that we can craft, not something like super crazy big. Let's see. He wants 17, which is a shield, and that will give him +5. Okay, I'd be happy to do that. So, and we can do this twice, but I don't know that I'm going to have enough materials or supplies to do this twice. But I do have some that I might be able to put together here. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 ones, and I need 6. So as long as I can match something, like these two are exactly the same, so that works. And then something else that has a 1, a 4, no. Something else that has a 5, don't know. I don't think we can do it, guys. As much as I would love to, we're gonna be 1 short. Let's see, we go with the 3s. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then we need something to match the 2, but that's not gonna be it. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a big. Yeah, I don't think we have it. 2 and 3, 3 and 2, 3 and 3. That's not going to help us. 6. There's no more 6s. So I'm going to roll again, see if there's something maybe smaller. All right, a 4. That is a maze. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, maybe we can do that because we do have a ton. So I think we're going to get rid of the 1s first because they don't help anything else. Sure, so let's see. He wants the maze. We'll put, let's see. Let's put the 1 here. And that's this one. And then we have to match one of them. I should have put the 1 there, should I? No, because that, okay, so let's put the 1, 4 here. And the 1 here. So we use the 1, 4. Because then we can put the 1, 5 down here, and we also have a, we have a 1, 5. Well, I could have put this the other way around. Oh no, can you? Well, you can turn the dominoes around, so I'm guessing we can turn these around too. So I just have to flip the domino. Okay, so we did craft it, all that kind of matches. So we got the maze, he gets +3 power, and we're going to tell this thing that we crafted the maze. We also use this one. So we need to get more supplies. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 supplies left. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we're up to here. And let's go back and continue, like, you know, tell the journal that we crafted his maze. Alright, so I continued the story. Where were we? I asked him what he needed. He said he was prepared to face the evil witch, but any weapon that could be an upgrade to what he had would be welcomed. I immediately took out my most precious weapon. I had created this one with him in mind. It was a mace like no other, able to defeat any monster. I could see in his eyes that he was impressed. and he quickly asked me how much I wanted for this valuable item. I told them, well, it's him, I guess, there was no need for payment. The feeding, I meant the feeding. Oh my gosh, my English. Defeating the witch will be my payment. I did ask him to keep me in mind and that we may meet again, and I will have more items for him when we do. He looked at me and said, "Of course I won't forget you." Oh, let me see. It will be here. "Of course I won't forget you. I will think of you as I defeat this evil and rid the land of Chandler once and for all. May we meet again." Which, of course, again, I'm trying to throw some Easter eggs. May we meet again from the 100. Anyways, so yeah, I mean, we met our hero. We did it. And I told him that I was going to have more items, hopefully, for him later, because 1, 2, 3, 4, I only have 4 supplies, so hopefully we can get more supplies as the game goes along. But for now, we move on, and we had our first twist. Let's see what happens next. All right, we roll a 3, which we've rolled in the past, so we're going to have our second twist. Of course, like I said, now that we've rolled more numbers, it's easier for us to have twists. So number 3 was you discover a locked treasure chest. Oh, nice. How did you manage to open it? Plus 2 supplies. Okay, we're getting more supplies. Let's see what they are. Got a 1 and a 2. I just got rid of all my 1s. I'm not impressed with that, but okay. And a 1. Okay, I guess the 1 swan is back. And a 1. All right. 1 and a 1. All right, so those are our 2 supplies. And again, we have to do the journaling, add more to the last treasure entry that we had, and meet him once again. Okay, so here's number 10. It wasn't long before we met again. Both of us can easily get lost in this maze of tunnels and caves, but before we met again, I found yet another treasure chest. This one was a bit harder to open, but my skills were no match for it. Inside I found supplies that would hopefully be useful to Ben. "Hello there," said Ben. "I didn't expect us to meet again so soon, but it's easy to get lost in the caves." And hello there, of course, Ben Kenobi. He was so welcoming, I couldn't help. What did I try to say? Couldn't help but feel, I think it's. Oops. He was so welcoming, I couldn't help. There we go. I couldn't help but feel comfortable around him. I told him I had found more supplies, and it would be my pleasure to craft something else for him. He asked me about me. Where did I come from? How did I get here? And I was pleased to answer, letting him know that I was from a nearby town and that I had become a merchant so that I could help in this dangerous but important mission. I had heard the tales of Everdale and how he had freed Everdale from doom. Deep inside, I always hoped he would be the one to free the rest of the land. All right, let's see what we roll. Let's see what he wants. He wants a 15, which is a, what is a 15? Over here, a bow. Oof, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't think we can do that. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, yes, I think we can. If I put these 2 together, and the 2 goes with the 3, and the 3 goes with the 3, and the 3 goes with the 6, and then we have to put a 3. Oof, it's going to be a little tough. Let me figure it out. Okay, I figured it out. We got the 2, 3, the 3, 3, the 2, 3 again, the 2, 1, the 2, 1. Oops, yeah, it should be the other way around. Huh, maybe I didn't figure it out. It should be the 1, 1, and the 1, 2 here. That's how we did it. Okay, so we've crafted the bow. So bow is done, and you know, I only have 1 supply left, so I don't think there's any need for me to roll to see what else he wants because I can't get it to him. But that gives him plus 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I think we have a pretty good chance of winning this. Let's finish the journal. Okay, we were right here. When I asked him what else he needed, he said nothing, but then I showed him a longbow. This can help you with range attacks. If you want it, it's yours. Ben looked at me and smiled. I could tell he wanted it, so I slowly handed it to him. He took it, period. Run-on sentences here, you know, just casual run-on sentences. He took it and thanked me again, and again asked me how he could repay me. This time I was bolder, and I told him my dream was to accompany him in his travels and help him by crafting armor and weapons. He didn't answer, but his smile told me he was considering it. May we meet again, was his reply once again, and before I could say anything, he was gone. All right, 2 out of 3 twists. Let's go. We get 13. I'm pretty sure we did 13 already. No, we have not done 13. Okay, a new one. So let's check what 13 is. Right here, you find a fishing spot and pole. Oh my gosh, why would there be a fishing spot over there? But sure. After fishing a while, plus 2 supplies, you find something odd. What is it? Okay, I'll take the 2 supplies and then we'll figure it out. We get a 4 and a 1. Not gonna help much. And we get a 6 and a 6. Okay, well, we do have a 6 up there. So right now we just have 3 supplies left. All right, so let's talk about this mysterious spot where we can fish. All right, here we go. Number 11. To my surprise, I came across a spot that was apparently used for fishing. A fishing rod was nearby. It wasn't fancy, but it would do the job. I have fished before, and it wasn't long before I had got a hand of a few supplies. I was about to leave when I spotted something shiny in the water. I used the rod and my skills, which came in handy, and dug out a scroll in a bottle. I couldn't tell what it said or if it was useful, but I kept it with me, hoping to show Ben, and maybe he could decipher it and use it to his advantage. A scroll, haha. Okay, well maybe that could have a twist in this story. Maybe that could help. All right, so let's go. Let's see what else. Number 1. I don't think we've rolled a 1 yet. So, says you come across a ghost who leads you to the remains. If you bury them, the ghost finds peace. If you loot them, plus 2 supplies, the ghost is trapped here. I mean, plus 2 supplies, how can I pass that? I really do need supplies. I have 1, 2, 3, that would be 5. And a lot of these things just need a bunch of stuff. So I think we're going to have to trap the ghost here. We could say that it was an evil ghost. How about that? Doesn't deserve to find peace. Something like that. So let's check out our supplies. Can we find a 4 and a 6? That's not bad. That could tie us up. 4 and a 6. And a 6. Nice. And a 5. Okay, 6 and 5. All right. Yeah, let's go right about this ghost. Here's our ghost story. I tried not to act scared, but it wasn't easy when faced with a ghost. The ghost looked lost, but I wasn't there to rescue the dead, but the living. I sneaked behind it, and before it knew anything was happening, I took some supplies from it and ran away. After all, I need the supplies more than the ghost does. And yeah, I'm keeping them simple because I know that we can add more, and we can add more to this story. And again, I'm keeping them vague because these prompts, wow, they really do take you in a direction that you didn't expect to go. But with some supplies in hand, we're ready for another twist or more supplies. And we get number 3, which we've gotten twice before. So we're definitely getting a twist. So let's see. The last time you discovered, oh, the locked treasure. You know what? I don't mind getting that one over and over again. So we get plus 2 supplies. And we get a 6, I like that. And a 4, okay, nice. And one more. Get a 4, that's beautiful. And a 1. All right, so now we have to, we meet after I collected more supplies. Let's do it. All right, we rolled a 13. What is a 13? What does he want now? He wants gauntlets. Okay, this should be pretty easy to make. It's only a +1, but I mean, we can only craft 2. So what should we get rid of that we might not need? I see 6 and a 6 and a 6, so not the 6s. And the 4 can tie us in. There's also a 6 here, 5. What should I get rid of? Decisions. They don't even need to match. I wish I had some stuff that I wasn't using. I wonder if I can roll and see what else and then use the other 2. Let's see, let's do that. So he wants gauntlets and he wants a 5, which is a, what is a 5? A 5 is a 9. 5, we already know, that's not the 5. How do we do this? 5 to 6, yeah, we already did that. So I can roll again. I think with 17, I know we've rolled that before. Oh, but we haven't created it. That's a tough one. Let's see if I can figure that one out. Should be able to. The one that's weird is the 6, 5. Oh, I don't like doing this in pen and then making it 6, 5. Then if I put the 6, okay, we'll put, let's try 6, 5, and 6, 6. 6, 5, 6, 6. We could put the 4, 6 here. This one. So we could put the 4, 1 here. Can match this 6 with this 6. Yeah. 4, 6. Have to put the 6, 4 like that. And then, oh, we can do the 1, 4 here. 1, 4. That's good. Okay, so we got rid of all these. We have 1 left again. It looks like the 3, 6 I haven't been using, but we got the shield, and that's +5. The shield is over here. Okay, and that's another +5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We cannot go above 24, and we cannot go below 1. I think we're doing all right. All right, so here is what I came up with. All right, journal number 13, another chest, more loot. I couldn't be happier. Of course, I forgot all the comas. I am ready with more supplies to craft, more weapons, more armor, and of course, I need more comas. Anything Ben might need. As I was lost in that thought, he approached. We meet again, he said. Forgot the E. My goodness. How do I ever write emails? This game is full of surprises, I replied. This time we spoke a little longer. He told me how he had become a great warrior he's known to be now, and how he was just a regular person trying to do what's best for their town. The critters were everywhere, and he had to defeat them. It was more of them versus him, and he was victorious. He told me he didn't know he had it in him. It wasn't like he was born a hero. He had to prove himself not only to the village, but also to himself. I could tell he was warming up to me, and I was warming up to him. This was better than any of my dreams. I offered him a shield, as I saw he needed one. He said, "You can definitely read my mind. This is exactly what I needed. I think you would be a great companion once this is all done." He said it. I heard him. He can't take it back now. I would be a great companion, and my dreams and my purpose will be fulfilled. We're doing it, and we really are helping him. You know, like he's already at level 19. I think we have a pretty good chance of winning. So what you do is you have to roll. We're going to read it, but I believe you have to roll 3 times and the d20 and beat it at least once or twice. I think it's twice. Beat the number twice, and that's why these numbers are in green, because if we're here, we're going to beat it 3 times, right? Because you cannot roll more than a 20. I believe that's how it's done, but let's move on. We have 2 more twists to go. Is that right? Did I mark it? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we've done 3 twists. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Okay, let's go. Number 12. I believe we rolled number 12. Yes. We seem to like rolling 12s and 3s. Okay, so we did 12 already. You find a rusty sword. Oh, another sword. It's worthless, but you wonder who used it, what brought them here, what happened to them, was this weapon used often? So we're supposed to add to the rusty sword that we already have. So we'll continue with the rusty sword story. We're not going to get any supplies, unfortunately. We are going to meet him again. So maybe we'll tie those in. We could roll to see what else he wants, but with only 1 supply, we're not going to be able to make it. So I think we can continue. So let's read the journal entry and roll one more time. This is our twist number 1, 2, 3, 4. So I forgot to mark it. So 1 more and we'll trigger the end of the game. Journal entry number 14. I had taken the rusty sword out to take a second look at it when Ben saw me again. He said, "What you got there?" I recognized that weapon. That's the sword of Snorlax the Great. A great Pokemon, of course. Could he have been down here? Is that why I haven't seen him again? He might be trapped here. We need to find him. I found it on one of the caves. It has been here a long time. I hope Snorlax is okay. And that's of course me talking. So I need to put quotations. All right, we'll leave it like that. All right, let's go. Let's see what else we got. Could be one of our last rolls. Number 8. Have we done number? Yes, we have done number 8. So that's our last twist. So let's check it out. We didn't find Snorlax. We didn't find anybody. Maybe we can at the end for everybody. So that one is the one with the trap. A trap injures you again, but it could have been worse. At least it won't get the hero. Well, what was the trap and how did you avoid a worse fate? And we do get +1 hero power, so we're at 20, so I think we've got this, guys. Okay. We don't get a supply, but let's talk about the trap, and then we're going to go to the end of the game. Another trap, but I'm okay. I was still pondering on the words that I heard Ben say, and I was distracted and fell for a trap again. This time my other foot was caught, but I quickly... That should be disarmed. But I quickly disarmed the trap. Again, I'm just happy Ben will not fall for it. He approached me as I was setting myself loose. You have good skills with those traps. Are you hurt? No, I replied. I've been disarming them as I see them, but I got distracted and got caught in this one. So you have been the one disarming them. I have seen so many of them, and I was wondering why they wouldn't trigger. It will truly be an honor to have you by my side once this is done. I will be proud to call you my friend. I wanted to reply, but then there was a loud noise. And this should be we. We both turned around and came face to face with Chandra, the White Witch. There was no time for conversation. We needed to get ready for battle. And again, there's not going to be any crafting. So let's look at how the game ends, or what do we do at the end of the game. I think we don't even need to roll, but let's check it out. And yeah, that would be quite an adventure we went on. So down here where it explains how to go ahead and complete that. The hero battles the villain. Roll the d20 3 times. If the hero's power is greater than or equal to the d20 2 of 3 rolls, the hero defeats the villain. If not, the world is lost. Write a final journal entry describing the epic battle, as well as how you feel about it. Also write about your purpose, if you've made good progress. Have you achieved if you've made good progress, you've achieved a personal victory. You may not enjoy for long if the hero lost, though. Okay, well, I don't think he's going to lose because, like I told you guys, we're at 20 power. So we roll the d20 3 times, but there's no way we cannot match it. There's 1. There's 2, and there's 3. Yeah, I mean, there's no way because we're at 20 and it has to be, we have to match it or roll higher. So we did pretty good with those dominoes. Those helped out a lot. We crafted how many things? Was it 3? 3, yeah. And this time around it was kind of cool because we crafted things that were like different. We crafted 2 weapons, I believe, a range, a melee weapon, and a shield. So kind of balanced out over there, and yeah, we did it. So we're gonna write one last journal entry, just kind of putting an end to the story and talk about our progress. I think we did pretty well. I mean, he's already told us, hey, you guys you can come with us. So I guess Ripley is going to be a part of Ben's entourage and accompany him, and it's a happy ending. All right, guys. I did make my last entry. It might be a little cheesy, but after all, I'm a girl. I'm cheesy. I'm a cheesy girl. You know, it's funny because when I write songs for the band, a lot of times I will come up with lyrics, and I would say that 75% of the time I'm told that I'm too cheesy. I think we've used like one of the phrases in one of the songs. It says something like, the way you kiss me here, the way you kiss me there, I still get butterflies everywhere. And yeah, it's a cheesy line, but it rhymed and it worked, so we left it in the song. But every other phrase that I've given that is cheesy has been turned down. But, well, here it is. Here's my cheesiness. Enjoy it. Journal entry number 16, the end. Chandra lost no time attacking Ben. I stood there and watched as Ben first used his longbow to get a few hits on her. She did dodge, not dodge. My English, sorry guys. She did dodge a few of the arrows, but some of them did hit her. Ben had the advantage for now. As Chandra approached, I handed Ben the scroll, not two scroll, I found to see if he could make something out of it. He was surprised. Apparently, he knew what it meant and he began to chant it. The scroll weakened Chandra, which at this point had reached us. Ben stood in front of me, shield in hand, and blocked a devastating blow. She came out. What? Sure, she came out so hard. I don't know what I meant there. I know that she lost her balance. She tried to hit us so hard, I guess. It was mostly Ben. There it is, I think. She tried to hit Ben so hard that she lost her balance. Ben used this opportunity to hit her with his brand new mace. As she fell to the ground, Ben lost no time making sure she would hurt no one else. What a battle. I couldn't believe I had witnessed it with my own eyes. I'm sorry about my, it's just the dictation doesn't really do well with the periods and exclamations and commas. All right, let's go. I couldn't believe I had witnessed it with my own eyes. The land was free. Was free else? Oh yeah, the land was free and I had met my hero. Once the dust settled, Ben reiterated his desire for me to accompany him. I had completed my goal in life and Ben had found a friend. We were both so lucky. And here we go, the end. That's it. That is the game. And I'm going to say it again. These people reached out to me, and they have a series of games, very cheap, very affordable. I believe this one was $3, and for $3, it really pushes you to become a narrator and to use your brain, right? Which is not something you see regularly in games. You're mostly rolling, going for it. Here, you see a story develop, and I do enjoy doing this because I think it pushes me, it throws me out of the box a little bit. It does take a little bit of time, but you don't have to do it all in one sitting, right? Because that's why you're journaling it. And by the end of the game, you have a story that you can tell. And this is a pretty epic story, so I'm glad you guys were here for it and you got to enjoy with me. All right, guys, there you have it. That was a full run through of the Shopkeeper's Saga. I hope you enjoyed it. I did. I did enjoy it. I hope you like my story. Let me know in the comments below what you would have done differently. I think if you're playing with somebody else, which you certainly can, I guess you can take turns creating the story. It's supposed to be a solo game, but I think if you add more people, like you play with your kids or you play with friends, and they all are kind of engaged in creating the story, it can create for some very cool interactive moments as well. So, I really enjoyed this one. Check out their website. I'm going to have links below so you can check those out so you can find the games. And there might be one that you enjoy more. I picked this one because it was kind of intriguing and it had the whole dungeon aspect to it of, you're down in a lair, even though you're not fighting, you're still helping and you're still discovering and encountering monsters and stuff like that. So this one really called out to me. But I thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And don't forget to follow us on social media. I'll see you guys on the next video, but until then, may you play more games.